And now to this story exclusive, a required class now. Campus Reform is reporting that there's a required class at a public university in Maryland, Salisbury University, that's raising some eyebrows. A professor at Salisbury teaching a diversity course that is required of students who are studying education to be educators. They use the, quote, pyramid of white supremacy chart. It is required of these education majors. Keep in mind, this is a public university that receives tax dollars. Joining us now is Shakina Hollingsworth, a recent Salisbury grad and a correspondent with Campus Reform who broke this story. Shakina, welcome. Good to have you here. So you graduated from Salisbury last year. You didn't take this class. This is a new class. But when you look at this pyramid, and I want the folks at home to take a look at it, maybe we can get a tight shot of what's on here. One of the egregious behaviors that leads to genocide, according to this supremacy pyramid, is minimization. And that would be things that white people might say, such as we live in a post-racial society, or we all belong to the human race. Those are considered phrases that could potentially be very dangerous. Your thoughts?
Well, while that is very disappointing to hear something like that being taught at Salisbury University, it's something that's not new in the least. And I think it's funny that they call this a diversity course when they focus on the most arbitrary things that divide us, like race. And growing up biracial in America, growing up as an African American, I do not see things in a prism of color, nor do I think that the cards were stacked against me because of some white supremacy.
You know, so this is a required course, as we said, for the students who are studying to be elementary education teachers. This is the statement from the university when we asked them, you know, why this was okay, why they think this is part of the education. It says the white supremacy pyramid is just one of the tools of Dr. Stuttleberg. Said she used to teach her students to think critically about race, class, and gender. Per university academic freedom policies, faculty is free to disseminate to their students information, even when controversial, so long as it's educationally relevant. The teacher said that she has never received complaints from students about the pyramid when teaching the course. Would it be an environment where someone would feel comfortable to complain, Shakina?
Well, on the contrary, I have felt more ostracized being a conservative rather than any of the other tick marks that I qualify for, such as being a woman and being an African American. I've had personal experiences on Salisbury University's campus that have made me feel ostracized for being a conservative. And if they want to set the precedence that race or gender is more important than the diversity of thought, then that's something that we have to watch out for. And Campus Reform does a great job in doing the investigative journalism to be able to expose that kind of dangerous rhetoric on college campuses.
There was an incident in 2016. Can you describe what happened then with a racial slur that was on the side of a building, of a wall there?
Yes, so back in 2016, there were a couple of students who took it upon themselves to write a racial slur on one of the library's whiteboards, and it depicted a hanging man and the N-word being explicitly used. This was done by two African American students, and the university declined to detail what happened to these students, if there was any kind of punishment involved. And I can't imagine that if these were white students, what would happen.
Yeah. And thank you. I got to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you bringing the story.
Thank you for having me.
Shakina Hollingsworth, good to see you.